Hello again, Trailblazers. If you're just tuning in, we've been following the impressive journey of Michael, owner of Trike Bike Australia. Armed with the powerful Sobowo FAT Trike, he began the 161-kilometre trek along the Brisbane Valley Rail Trail, not just as a personal endurance test, but also to test the resilience of the Sobowo FAT Trike against the rugged landscapes of Australia's longest recreational rail trail. In our previous episode, Michael successfully navigated his way from Mokaraka to S, covering a diverse stretch of the trail teeming with historical landmarks and charming landscapes. Today, we reconnect with Michael in the heart of Somerset, the charming town of S, our starting point for this second part of the video series.
This section of trail has recently been completely resurfaced only in the last few weeks, and it's really smooth. I'm getting low on batteries, so I'm going to have to stop and replace batteries. So I'm just coming up on 80 kilometres, which is the halfway point. I'll probably have to conserve batteries by pedalling harder and rolling downhill. Something I've noticed is if you let go of the steering with all the battery load in the back, I get the death wobbles happening. That's never happened before, so it must just be a combination of the tyre pressures and all of the weight I'm carrying in the back. Some of those grids are perfect, they're just smooth as anything, and other ones are really rough. Nobody around me. If you look behind, I don't see anyone. If you look ahead, I don't see anyone. I believe from a phone call I just got that I'm currently running in about 30th place, which is pretty good for a tricycle. And yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that if I wasn't electric assist, that's for sure. When the trail is like this, as you can see here, it's just lovely, it's stunning. It gives you a chance to look around rather than concentrate every moment to see where your wheels are going to go. Anyway, Toogoolawah is the next stop. Here we are on the outskirts of Toogoolawah town.
Michael rolls into Toogoolawah, a town rich with history and charm, marking the halfway point of the journey.
Thank you. We've got a timing mat here, so we'll go over that. You can hear the transponder beep, and Harlin is our next stop, and that's really the start of the climb up the mountain range. So yeah, I'll have to stop shortly to change battery. Okay, I just stopped and changed the batteries over. I got up to about 88 kilometres the distance before they finally dropped their assistance down to almost nothing. So the total length of this is 160 kilometres. So I have to ride conservatively because I've basically, even though I've been up some big hills and everything, the worst of it, the biggest climb is yet to come. I love this part of the trip. It's wide open country, it's big fields. You're just starting to get into the anthills, you can see on the left-hand side. Yep, this is just lovely riding. Temperatures come good. I guess we're about 15 degrees at the moment, so I've got feeling and everything. We just passed the 90 kilometre marker, so 70 kilometres to go. Here we are coming up to the Harlin Tunnel, the only tunnel on the 160 kilometre rail trail.
The Yinbun Railway Tunnel, often referred to as the Harlin Tunnel, was built in 1910. It stands as an intriguing testament to history on the Brisbane Valley Rail Trail. This unique 100-metre tunnel, the only one on the Brisbane Valley Railway line, played a pivotal role in transporting materials for the Somerset Dam's construction. Now disused since 1993, the tunnel continues to echo tales of the region's past prosperity.
Just been through Harlin. There's been a couple of big climbs on the other side of Harlin that have taken a bit of energy. My legs are feeling very heavy about now, but I'll continue on. I seem to have dropped back to about 18 kilometres an hour speed. So I'm just in a recovery phase at the moment. Yeah, I went across a grid that fast, I lost one of the batteries out the back, so I had to stop for that. As I'm slowing down, a few of the faster riders at the back are catching me up. I've got a little bit more company on the trail. We're up to mile marker 110. So that means we've got approximately 50 kilometres ahead of me to ride. So through this grid, you've got to be careful on those grids because it's not so much now, but before it was pretty easy to slide on them because they're just galvanised steel, and with the frost on them you go through on a trike and yeah, the back end would just slide out. We're coming up on 115 kilometres and we're coming up to a town called Moore. Good morning, how are you all?
As Michael leaves the small town of Moore behind, the terrain gets rougher. But neither he or the Sobowo FAT Trike are backing down. They're up for the challenges ahead. Now, let's continue to Linville with Michael, conquering every obstacle this trail presents.
No chance of getting up this other side, so I'll have to get ready to get off. Yeah. I don't have the power or the traction for these big hills. Really quite rough. So I'm having to slow down to make sure I preserve the trikes. I'm doing about 18 kilometres an hour. There's a few good creek crossings we've got to go over. Here's one ahead now. It's got a concrete track so you can get off and push, which we'll have to do. We don't have the power to get up some of these big hills. Some of these big hills are rippers. Okay, out of the seat and pedal. Pedal, pedal, pedal. You can hear that motor going. Oh, I've no chance of getting up there without a motor. Even with a motor, it's really steep. But a lot of the people have to get off and actually walk it, so the motor makes a big difference. So we've started our climb now till almost the about 10 k's from the end is climbing with the occasional gully descent. You can see the conditions have changed, so the ground is a lot rougher. You can see that there's ironbarks growing on the sides of the hills here, and we're getting into a lot more timber, and the trail is getting a lot rougher. A couple of 100 metres is the very headwaters of the Brisbane River. This is where the Brisbane River starts and it flows all the way down to the ocean. Linville's a quite nice little town, little stop. It's got a few rail carriages down here on display. and lots of people camp here because you can camp for free. This is known as the start of the climb. So from here to Blackbutt and just beyond is a lot of hard work.
Steeped in rich rail history, this small town is home to the historic Linville station, which now serves as a museum featuring a captivating collection of railway memorabilia. As you journey through, you'll pass by a series of old railway carriages, a tangible reminder of the town's rail legacy.
Morning, ladies. Well, we're still climbing. Even with electric, it's hard work. I'm putting in a fair bit of effort to try and maintain probably 18 kilometres an hour, because it's just a steep and long climb. That's why they call it the Blackbutt burn. That's because by the time you get to Blackbutt, your legs are burning. Mine are burning, and I've got the electric motor to help. Couldn't do this without the electric motor. The old legs are giving out, I tell you. Oh, hard work. Make it. So jump off. Bit of throttle and push it up the trail. Okay. This morning I would have made it up that, but I've got no strength left in my legs. They're just about burnt out. Fingers crossed we can make it on this set of batteries. Otherwise I'm in trouble, because I certainly couldn't pedal this trail trying to maintain the speeds that we are to finish this race. I keep calling it a race, but it's not really a race. There's no first or second or third place. It's just a time trial against yourself. So this is my first time riding this event, so I'm going to set a time, and then the next time it's held I can come back and try and beat that time I set previously, and challenge yourself, which is a good way to go. As you get older, you can make yourself fitter. And that's really the intention of me riding these different trails.
As Michael moves along the trail, he keeps a close eye on the remaining distance and the charge left in the batteries. There's a bit of a challenge and uncertainty ahead. But it's not just about overcoming the physical challenges on the trail. There's a personal journey unfolding here too. Let's hear more from Michael about his quest for fitness and the pivotal role the Sobowo FAT Trike has played in his life.
Okay, one of the reasons for taking up these different rail trails and the different challenges is to try and get some fitness and lose a bit of weight. I've not long past the wrong side of 60 something, and at my heaviest about 145 kilos after 6 months of riding every few weekends. I'm now down, very happily to say, down to about 124 and continually dropping. So yeah, getting out, getting exercise, getting some fresh air, I actually feel $1 million better and I'm really enjoying it. It's just so much better than sitting at home watching the TV. So yeah, I encourage anyone of any age and any fitness level to get themselves onto one of these electric trikes and get out and go riding, because you can really build up some fitness fairly quickly without breaking your body, because you're not putting in 100% of the pedaling. It's doing probably 70 or 80% for you. So you can start off with some moderate exercise and just work your way up from there. Something like this Sobowo we're riding today, the Sobowo FAT Trike. These are exceptional tricycles. They are so well built. This one here has got over 1,000 kilometres on it, and yeah, I have intentionally been out to try and break it. Morning. As part of my role as importer, I need to make sure that all our products comply to standards that we're happy with, and the best way of doing that is to use them. And I don't mean just use them like 99% of customers would use them. I mean get them out and really use them, ride them in conditions that they're not really suited to, and that'll tell you if there's any weaknesses in the design, the componentry, the frame. And that's another reason I'm out doing these bike rides. And the Sobowo is just fantastic. It doesn't have any weaknesses at all. It just goes and goes and goes. I haven't replaced anything on it since I've owned it, except pick some punctures. And yeah, the new tyres that we've got with the puncture-proof tyres should be a really big improvement.
As the importer of the Sobowo FAT Trike, Michael is committed to ensuring its top-notch performance. By consistently testing the trike under a range of conditions, he's able to identify areas of potential improvement. This journey has identified one area to look into further.
The stability in these Sobowos is just fantastic, but as I mentioned earlier, I noticed that if you let go of the steering on this, it starts to get up a wobble. Now, I don't know what that's from. It could be it's from running higher tyre pressures than recommended, or it could be so much weight in the back is causing an imbalance. So I'm not really quite sure, but yeah, I'll look into that further and try it without all the battery load. That could essentially make a big difference, I think. Here we are, about a kilometre from Blackbutt, which is the last town before the finish at Yarraman.
As we wrap up this section of our expedition from Esk to Blackbutt, we've traversed a remarkable 75 kilometres and a total of 135 kilometres since World Karaka. This journey is more than just the trail, it's also about the personal story behind it. Today, as Michael started his challenging climb up the mountain range, he shared his personal fitness journey with us, adding another layer to this adventure. Next time, we're heading from Blackbutt to Yarraman, the final checkpoint on this spectacular trail.
Means 10 kilometres to go. It does worry me, however, because I'm down to less than 10% battery.
So, make sure you join us for the next video. The last stretch of our adventure awaits, and with the question of battery endurance still lingering, it's sure to keep us all on our toes. Will Michael make it to the end on time?
That's where she stops. Let's go. Almost at the top. Keep going. Okay.